Rosey Catherine, how are you?
Third time's a charm. I'm still doing good.
How's your morning?
It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Tell me, so what brought you to New York? Because it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
You're an absolute murderer.
Thank you.
You're a young woman.
Yeah.
And you're fucking killing it.
Thank
You're
you so
taking some
much.
absolutely massive strides.
Yeah.
Everything's just like
It's really all happened since like January, February of this year. I had been doing stand-up when I was in high school, and when I was looking at colleges, I was trying to pick colleges like with stand-up in mind. So I mean, I applied to like 8 schools in New York. I applied to 2 or 3 schools in Virginia, and I'd been doing stand-up around the Northern Virginia, D.C. area when I was in high school. So I applied to a bunch of schools in D.C., didn't get into any of them. And then I applied to 2 or 3 schools in New York, and I ended up getting into one.
what school was that?
I went to the New School.
Okay.
My freshman year of college, they went on like the longest faculty strike in any college history.
That's sick. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I just never went to school because everyone was striking all the time. It was like if my grandparents were like stomping around being like, she's gonna go to woke school in New York, like that's the only school I feel like they had ground to complain about. Because we were still paying, $25,000 a semester in room and board and all that shit just for them to go on strike all the time. And
That's crazy.
yeah, I dropped out when they went on their second strike because I was just never going to school. And it wasn't even like I was skipping class. I like wanted to go to film school, but class was always canceled. And the faculties are, working professionals in their field. So they would like stop teaching if they got an audition or they were going out of town for some film festival. There's a lot of that kind of shit going on.
Wow. So yeah, you're learning a lot while these guys are just.
Yeah. And so I was using that time to, I had a little more disposable income than I do now because I was just working and working and working. I was using my student loans to pay my rent. And so I would like do stand up all day. Like I would use every little bit of cash I had to go to every mic. And I just like locked in during all those strikes happening. And then my first 2 semesters of college, all on strike. Third semester of college, like I'm starting my second year of college, they were like, all right, everyone, time to go to class. And I started going to class regularly, and I was like, this fucking sucks. Like, why am I doing this? And so I dropped down.
Put it here.
Yeah.
Well done.
You heard it here first, kids. If you want to be famous, drop out of college. Don't finish school.
I feel like that's where all the people that have like made it in life have done it.
Yeah. I was talking to someone and they said they went to Juilliard and dropped out. And I was like, holy fuck, Juilliard. And they were like, yeah, well, they say it's a sign of failure if you finish school at Juilliard. Because like
because you haven't been picked up.
You haven't been picked up, you haven't been working.
Yeah.
Like Robin Williams dropped out of Juilliard. David Cornsweet, like Superman, dropped out of Juilliard to be fucking Superman. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've tried to frame it better now that I heard all of that.
Did you have some guilt at the time when you dropped
Oh
out?
yeah, I do. Like if I were in school right now, I'd be graduating college this semester, and so I have friends like finishing up, and so I do feel weird about that. And it was a really big financial burden on my family to get me up here. But I mean, I grew up in entertainment, so my mom knew it was important for me to move up here. So I regret almost like going to college. I almost rather like I moved as soon as I got out of high school and didn't waste any time.
I mean, look, I never went to college.
Yeah.
I went straight into the workforce. I have no debt because of that. Like, no, it's crazy to me that you guys have to pay all this student loan debt.
Yeah, we're almost done with my debt. Like I've put in a good amount of, I worked 3 jobs so I can pay off my student loans. But I mean, I know people who are I know comics in their 40s and 50s who've just paid off their student loans.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And does the interest accumulate over time?
So that's the biggest issue with it is you could be paid, like your student loans could be, I don't know, they were $50,000 in 1990. And then, 2025, you still have $50,000 to pay because you've just
been paying the interest.
You've just been paying the interest the whole time.
Crazy. So what was it like moving up, or where's Virginia?
It's down, so you'll be moving up.
What was it like moving up here? Like at At what age were you? 17?
I was 18 when I moved up here. I was already going back and forth a lot for stand-up. So, I mean, I already had roots up here when I moved, and I had done work with a couple other comics who had kind of put in words for me in the city. But, I mean, I really didn't have any, I didn't have any parental figures out here. Like, I kind of just moved out here on my own and was like, all right, I guess this is it. And this is a hard city to move into in your adulthood. I wouldn't do it if I wasn't doing stand-up or if I wasn't acting or anything like that. I probably wouldn't move out here. I'd probably move to DC or Nashville or something stupid like that. But it was really difficult. And all the kids I went to school with, their parents had paid for everything, and they were really some of the craziest, richest people of all time. One of the girls in my suite in my freshman year of college had moved here from Poland. She was a Polish heiress.
No.
And she had moved from a castle into a dorm building.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Isn't that fucking crazy? And then she got canceled in 2021 because people found out her grandparents aided the Nazis in invading Poland. And she had started to get a bit of a following for being a debutante. And then she got canceled because her grandparents were Nazis.
That's really annoying for her.
I thought it was objectively hilarious because she sucked. Everyone hated her.
Oh, really?
She wasn't nice. Growing up in a castle doesn't breed kindness. You know what I mean? And empathy.
I was thinking of a really nice person that was that deserved it.
Oh, no.
She was entitled.
Oh, yeah.
She was a cunt.
A little bit, yeah.
Nice. Well, listen, I don't think that we should blame the choices of her grandparents.
Yeah, I think that... Yeah. It'd be one thing if it was her parents.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was her grandparents.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, if you trace it back, were probably siding with the...
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said your mum was in entertainment?
Yeah, my mom, she worked in entertainment for a long time. She was a singer. She was a stage actress. And so she always kind of... I would do shows with her. She would kind of push me and the other family kind of towards not push, but encouraged it. We were not a sports family by any means. I tell people I've never been to a concert, and they're like, how have you never been to a concert? I was like, because we would go to shows all the time. I don't know. She just... it's encouraging now that I'm in entertainment. When I was 13, I'm what a weird skill to have. But
what would the shows be like? What would you be doing?
Yeah, the first show I ever auditioned for was The Sound of Music. They were all kind of Broadway shows in smaller regional theaters, but they paid money. I was acting. I was working in entertainment as a kid, and so that kind of does translate pretty well into stand-up,
Hell yeah.
I'd gotten out of the stage fright zone 100% when I started to do stand-up. And I feel that's a hurdle for a lot of people, as they focus on the writing first, which I honestly think the writing comes second.
Interesting.
Especially these days in the age of crowd work comedians or whatever, who just are beacons of attention on stage. You know what I mean?
I want to focus in what you say about you think writing comes second. Explain that to me. I
think there are comedians who are fantastic writers who were not necessarily the best performers right away. But then on the other hand, there are comics who are just so charismatic, who didn't have the writing quite figured out at first, and they could just talk their way in and out of anything. I started with a comic in DC who moved up here recently. We've both been doing stand-up about 6 years, 6.5, 7 years, and he just got passed at the Comedy Cellar as their go-to host. And so, now he's working everywhere. And he really just started me as a feature comic, as a host at the big clubs in DC. And he was just so much more of a force on stage. His stage presence was just so much more boisterous. And every time I see him, I'm like, oh my God, your stage presence has gotten better. I don't know how that is humanly possible. But he's just so good, undeniably good. And then you hear him do these jokes that I feel they progress everybody's does, but they're kind of all like not on the nose. This made me feel like such a bitch, but like
no, not at all.
He said to me like he feels like he's not the best writer, so he overcompensates like jumping around the stage and like doing all these big act outs, and he like leans into his accent a lot. He's also from the South.
Yeah.
And so I do think there is some of that kind of stuff. Like the stage presence, I feel like is the most important part.
Interesting. And I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard many people say the same thing. And you know what, you can't, I know you can learn stage presence for sure, like you can learn anything, but a lot of it is your just natural ability in the way that you flow around as a human being in your everyday life, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost a gift. If you start with nice stage presence, then
I would say that too. I feel like, you know, you can learn stage presence. It's just I feel like a lot of people who are trying to teach themselves stage presence are going to be the ones who were just open mic dogs for 20 years until they get their stage presence down 100%. Like, I don't know. A lot of people get disingenuous with it. Like, I say like John Mulaney is like the new comic's favorite comic because he's such a good writer and his stage presence is just so good. I think his first special, like his first Comedy Central Presents special, is maybe one of the best stand-up albums out there. It's fantastic. But he was like a park and bark comic for a long time, like a standstill microphone in the mic stand comic for a long time. And a lot of comics try to emulate the like coked out Radio City Music Hall John Mulaney because they think of it as like, that's what comedy is supposed to be. And when you sat through all the industry room shows just like I have, and you're like, how much of this tiny ass stage are they going to take up walking in circles now? Yeah. And like, I don't know. And so everybody tries to do like what I feel like is a John Mulaney impression, at least their first year in. Like, that's kind of what I did. I like look back on some of my old stuff and I was like, this fucking sucks. And I feel like comics really lock in when they just are like, okay, talking as themselves on stage.
I agree.
Like, I don't know. A lot of the comments I get now are like, she's so like, it's a genuine, like, it's just lore. Like, I don't even think I'm telling like set up punchline jokes anymore. I just phrase my lore in correct ways so people think it's funny.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you're absolutely fucking killing it.
Thank you.
So you reference a lot in your comedy act that you're from the South.
Yeah.
And you also reference that you have like trailer trash. Is that what you say?
Yeah, white trash is kind of the phrase. I didn't ever live in a trailer. I have a foster sister. My foster sister lived in a trailer for a long time, but it's just the kind of like white trashisms that come with being in that part of the country. I lived in a house, like I had a dual income parent household. Like we were fine. But like comparatively to the people who live here, like it's crazy. My rent that I pay right now at 21 years old is double the mortgage my mom pays on our house.
That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, and she works for the government.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I find that. So like, I mean, it's just the different styles of living, and like I never looked back at one point in my childhood and were like, oh my God, I was so poor. But I never remember like moments growing up where I felt like we didn't have everything we needed. And then I look at what some of the girls I went to college with who would just say crazy shit about, you know, that part of the country and how everybody lives. They like think, you know, their multi-million-dollar home is how the entire country looks. It just makes you realize how sheltered everybody is.
Definitely.
You know especially in the city.
100%. And there's no money like New York City.
No.
There's so many people. Like there's a lot of, I know so many people through my wife and like her friends that like they don't pay their own mortgages. They don't pay their own rent. They've got apartments bought for them.
I know like 25-year-old like grown adults can rent a car who have their parents pay their rent.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And my like best friend from college lives in like a 2-bedroom apartment in Williamsburg, just herself. And it is $6,000 a month.
And the parents pay for it?
And their parents pays for it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you expect to ever stand on your own 2 feet? You just wouldn't.
No, I mean, I worked at like a department store in my hometown for a while, and the minimum wage there was $7.50 an hour.
Damn.
The minimum wage here is like $17.50, and with the amount that I work, like I make as much as a teacher. Like I make like teacher salary back home, and like I still live with 4 people.
Crazy.
Right. It's crazy. And I mean, I bet your wife's friends are probably in their like 30s. Right?
Yeah, 30s, 40s.
And their parents pay for their apartment.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
What?
It's crazy.
That pisses me off.
I mean, I would like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I was in that situation, I would be so fucking happy. Yeah. I'd be like, you mean everybody doesn't live like this? I would 100% do that.
I've met people that have never left New York City.
I have too.
And that they're like, why would I need to go anywhere else? Everything is here. And I'm like, there's a big bad world out there.
Exactly.
There's a lot of cool things to discover.
Yeah. Like when I started touring with Troy, he said his first headlining weekend was in Alaska. And it was the first time he'd ever gotten on a plane. And he's from Connecticut. So, I mean, he would but he'd take the train back and forth from the city. And he was like, yeah, that was the first time I ever got on a plane. It was the first time I ever left like New York, Connecticut. Like he was just New York, Connecticut. That's crazy. All he had been to in like New Jersey.
I was with him last night. He said so many nice things about you, by the way.
Yeah. He's like my big brother. Like when I talked about earlier about like not having a parental figure in the city. I mean, I've known Troy the whole time I've been doing stand-up. He is a younger brother my age. And so he's always felt like parental a little more towards me. And that is like that, I feel like is like a priceless gift, 100%. Honestly, in this industry where everyone just is, looking out for themselves, rightfully so, but they, there's a kid in the room with them at any given moment. That was something really strange, is like people either saw me as competition, which like fair I was in the same room as you, but I was 15, or they would, kind of write me off because I was a kid, and he never did either one of those things. Like I was always his equal. He started really young, so he understands what it was like to, clean toilets and shit like that for stage time. So, I mean, he's really opened doors for me that wouldn't have probably been opened otherwise.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend.
Yeah.
And I don't know. He's one of the comics that I just really enjoy watching as well. He's phenomenal. That bit that he does, like the Trump impersonation.
Oh my God. And he will stretch that out. I've seen him do that for like 10 minutes.
Last night he must have done it for 7 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And it was he just keeps going. Yeah. I can't wait to talk to him about it. I'm going to get him on the podcast.
I saw you just had Slater on the podcast too.
Yeah, Slater's last week.
You're getting the whole family.
yeah. She's great. So tell me, what was like your first time that you started comedy? You said you were 15.
I was 15 years
old.
And
what made you do that? Like and put me in that environment.
Okay, so like there's a thing that really only happens to like girls in the acting world. It's called like a dead zone. When a girl turns like 13, 14, 15, they rather just cast an adult as like a 13, 14, 15-year-old who doesn't have to follow child labor laws and can work the whole day. So I wasn't getting cast in anything. I was a weird kid at that stage because I had just been around adults the whole time, like in shows and stuff like that. And I had watched Radio City, the John Mulaney special, on like a plane to visit my sister or something. And I was like, this is what I could stall with. Like I could just stall until I turn 18 doing improv and stand up and whatever. And I had taken like a writing class. And I just started writing. And now I was going to open mics that were definitely for poetry. That was kind of what was like all the kids from the college town over would go to like a coffee house or a bar and they would be doing poetry or singing like Joni Mitchell or something. And then I would get there and be like, so y'all remember what it was like to be 15? It was, so I mean, it was weird.
That must have been so weird trying to like relate with adults. With like a 15-year-old brain.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing. Is like I already had though, because I'd worked around adults my whole life, and I had like a really hard time fitting in with other kids. Like at my high school, I was bullied pretty bad. I was like in and out of the school because I'd be in shows, and I was doing shows at the school. So I mean, I was kind of locked in entertainment wise, but when you stopped getting cast in things and they took away the only thing that made you feel cool, I was like, oh, fuck, I got to do something else. And so I was doing like open mics. I would get the irregular like bar show here and there. And I was the only comic who could work clean in the DC scene for a while. I have a clean 45 because it made people uncomfortable when I cussed. Like, I look at those videos of like young Pete Davidson and he's like, I jerk off all the time. We know a 17-year-old boy jerks off all the time, but like if I got up on stage and said that, it would make everybody like uncomfortable. It would make everyone feel like they were on a list or something. Yeah. And so I mean, I worked completely clean. Like I was still pretty like heavily involved in the church I went to, so I was like doing a lot of Bible-y material. I was doing a lot of like school is hard material. I was getting bullied like pretty bad, so I would talk shit about the people who bullied me on the stage. And I'm from a small town, so like a lot of the times I would do it, they would know who I was talking about.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's happened recently. Like I do a joke about the girl who bullied me in high school. Her name is Savannah Thompson, and she...
Fuck you, Savannah.
Yeah. What pisses me off, though, is she has more Instagram followers than me. So, yeah.
Double fuck you, Savannah.
I know. Savannah, when I get 70,000 more followers, we can talk. Yeah, and I did this joke where I say her name over and over again and, like, say where she goes to college. I say how to spell her name. Like, I would say out her Instagram username. And some guy was like, holy shit, I know Savannah. And I was like, you're fucking lying. And he stands up and he's like wearing a t-shirt from the college he goes to, and he goes, I know her boyfriend. And I said, the one who cheated on her? And he's like, yeah. And I said, answer me this, is she big as hell? And he was like, yeah, she sucks. Yeah. But I was in like West Virginia too. It wasn't even like I was close to home or where she lives or where she goes to school. He was just like, oh my God, I know her. And I was like,
that's hilarious.
Scary.
That's funny. Yeah. There's no coincidences in life.
No, I don't think so. No. What got you into stand-up? Did you start in Australia or did you start here?
I started in Australia, yeah.
Okay.
Drunken night. A drunken night.
Yeah.
I came home drunk and high, and I saw a thing a thing pop up on my computer. It was like, oh, try stand-up one night, and I did it. And it was like a 2-weekend course.
Okay.
And then on the end of the second weekend, we had the show, and after it, I was like,
you're locked in. Yeah.
I want to do this. And I did like 10 open mics and then didn't do it again for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I started when I came here in June last year.
Oh, wow. You like locked back into it?
Locked straight into it.
Did you use any of the material from the year?
Dude, my first bit was like, I want to be like a car. I want to be like a car. Like I want to be able to go to Bob the mechanic and be like, hey, Bob, I need an oil change. I need you to change the filters, change the blah, 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 change the liver. If there's any cocaine residue in there, mate, it's all yours. Like, it's like such a fucking...
That has legs. My first joke was about Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid show. And I was like, this show is so unrealistic because they get in like fights with weapons at school and not one person takes out a phone to record the fight.
That's funny.
That was like the premise of my joke. So it started out as like, I don't think this is like an accurate portrayal of high schools. No one has a backpack. Everyone's carrying their shit in a purse. And then I was like, and they have like weapons. Someone takes out brass knuckles. And this is also in like Beverly Hills. I was like, where are people in Beverly Hills getting brass knuckles? These are like 15-year-olds to like beat each other with. And then it like cuts to them at home and they're in like an $8 million house in Beverly Hills, like polishing their brass knuckles. Like it felt so stupid. And I said, not one of them takes a phone out. And then the principals come up. And there's a scene at the end of the first season of Cobra Kai where one of the kids gets like picked up like Darth Vader and thrown over a banister and like shatters his spine. And then it's like not all over the news and like nobody knows what happened to this kid. And I was like, if this had happened anywhere else, it would be all over the news. And it would be like former he's like Ralph Macchio's like a car salesman in that show. He'd be like, car salesman Ralph Macchio encouraged kids to beat each other, like incited riot in public high school in Beverly Hills, caused thousands of dollars of damage. Like those were all felonies. My whole joke was like, I was watching this fight scene. I was like, felony, 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 felony. So they throw they throw each other through a window. These are 15-year-olds. Felony, felony, felony.
And do you still use that bit?
No. No, it was 5 minutes just about how much I hated the show Cobra Kai. In reality, I didn't hate the show at all. It was a masterpiece of COVID television.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So how did you then get into, because you were living in Virginia, how did you transition to coming up here? Because you said you were like splitting your time up here.
Yeah, there was a comic my mom went to college with. He was like a music teacher, friend of hers. His name is Tony Deo, and he had he'd done Conan in like 2017 or something like that. And I had started doing stand-up in 2019. And so it was still like the whisper of our very small town that an old high school teacher from here was on Conan talking about how I was a high school teacher.
That would have been a big deal.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody plugged in to watch him on Conan. We listened to him in the car for months. I want to say like 8 months into stand-up, I had taken a class at Gotham. I'd taken Gotham's comedy class. And I'd done like their bringer show, but the bringer show was during COVID, so we didn't actually have to bring anybody. There's maybe 50 people in the crowd, and I'd gotten a tape and I was submitting it to like indie bookers, and I had done a show on Thanksgiving, like a hotel show with this comic, and he had like a crowd work video from the show go viral, and he had like used a clip from my set, and the woman who's just heckling the whole time used a clip from my set, used a clip from somebody else's set, and like clipped them all together to show how crazy this woman was.
Right.
And then that was like the first viral video I was ever part of. I was 8 months into stand-up. I was not doing like good jokes. Like she started to cuss me out. I was like, my mommy's here. Don't do that. And I remember it was the weekend of my senior homecoming. And I remember being like, I'm going to have to pick. And I went.
A homecoming, that's like a
big dance. So it's a football. It's a football
prom.
game. No, there's a homecoming is in October. Prom is in like springtime.
Right.
Homecoming is like around the football games. So like a lot of big football schools have a dance in October.
And you dress up.
You dress
nice.
up.
Like,
but the homecoming is a little sluttier. Homecoming, everyone sluts it up.
I like that.
Yeah. Prom is like ball gown.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
prom is like prom is a lot more important. Only the top two grades, like juniors and seniors, to go to prom.
Okay.
But I had to pick. I remember I was dating a guy that I went on like an exchange program with. And
exchange program?
I did like a summer exchange program for like people who were good at speak French, for people who were good at speaking French. And then the city pays for it.
So was he from France?
No, he was from here, but he just also spoke good French. And he went to my homecoming the weekend before, and I was supposed to go to his, and I really didn't want to go because he went to like a rich school, and I felt like I was gonna she's all that, like embarrass myself.
Oh no!
And I was like, oh no, I have this show the night of your homecoming. I'm not gonna go. Yeah, and I remember like picking stuff over shows like a lot more towards the end of my senior year, but all of that senior year was fucked up from COVID, so it didn't matter. I was like, oh, you mean I can't go to our senior picnic with a mask on and we're all eating alone on the football field? I think I'll go to a show.
Interesting. Was he butthurt that you didn't go with him?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you should have just said yes.
We weren't like dating. Yes. He thinks about it every day.
He got his little voodoo doll. He's like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, the voodoo doll. Oh my God. That was crazy.
Everyone's got one, no?
Might be an Australian.
I know my wife has one of me. That's like, fuck, you didn't take the rubbish out. He didn't listen to me.
I've been ready to ask, as an Australian man, how do you feel about Robert Irwin on Dancing with the Stars?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
What?
As an Australian man, I've got no idea. I don't watch Dancing with. I don't even know.
You know who Steve Irwin is?
I know Steve Irwin.
Robert Irwin's his son.
Oh, Robert Irwin. Excuse me. Okay, I was thinking he was an American for a second.
No.
Okay, Robert Irwin
is on Dancing with the Stars, which is like our Strictly Come Dancing.
Come dancing?
Isn't it Strictly Come Dancing? Isn't that what the show's called? Strictly Dancing?
I know we have Dancing with the Stars.
You have Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah. Okay, so...
You should watch it. See, now you don't have an excuse.
Okay, so everyone likes Robert Irwin.
Yeah.
Very much like his dad. So big fan of Robert Irwin.
Okay.
Wasn't he dating someone recently that was quite...
No.
He's not... Are you a big fan? You really want...
Yeah.
Is that the goal?
That's the goal.
Okay. Let's manifest it.
Is there an Australian seance that you could do to get him here right now?
I'll,
you have to kill a crocodile. You have to kill a stingray to get him here. Yeah. You say crikey 3 times and the ghost of Steve Irwin appears in the room.
What a legend, Steve Irwin.
So me and Robert Irwin are the exact same age. So I was like 2 when he died.
Like to the day?
Not to the day, but like to the year. We're both 2004.
Is he really? Is he that young? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I never watched Steve Irwin stuff because we had I don't know, like, we had river shows. We had like animal shows in in middle of nowhere, Virginia. It wasn't really. I don't even know the name of his show.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of his show? The
Crocodile Hunter.
Crocodile Hunter.
I'm pretty sure it was Steve Irwin Crocodile Hunter. I think it was Crocodile Hunter. God, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
If Robert was looking at the camera,
yeah,
and he was looking at your podcast, what would you say to Robert right now?
Okay, there's a video of Robert Irwin who he says he wants his American Tourist. Robert, I will never be on a plane to Australia. That takes too long. But while you're here on Dancing with the Stars, hit my line.
There you go, Robert.
Yeah.
And then hit my line. I'll get you on the pod as well.
Yeah. I don't like snakes, so that is a deal breaker. But
you don't like snakes?
I fucking hate snakes.
Dude.
Okay, I prefer snakes to fish. I think fish freak me out more than snakes.
That's so interesting you say that because I just got back from Mexico and we swam in these like little lakes.
Yeah.
And there was all these fish in there.
No.
And this woman was freaking out.
I was in Mexico this weekend, by the way. It was me.
It was this me and my wife.
And I was
Rosey.
also there. Hey guys.
No, she was an Australian woman. She's cool. She
Happy anniversary. Wasn't it anniversary?
It was her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. I don't even know your birthday. Happy birthday, Campsite.
Yeah, we met this Australian woman, and she's an absolute legend. She might even be listening now. And these fish...
Australian lady, if you know Robert Irwin, tell him to call me.
And these fish, she was like freaking out about the fish. And I was like, what? I've never seen this before. So it's so funny. I've met 2 women in the space of a week that...
I fucking hate fish.
So you wouldn't go to Thailand and put your feet in the fish pond? You know the ones that eat your fish?
Okay, I know this is going to be kind of a young cut for you. There was a TV show here called Victorious for a long time.
Okay.
And it has Ariana Grande was in it, and like
Love that.
10 years ago. And there's a episode where they all go to like a nail salon and they have these vats with the fish that eat the dead skin off your feet.
Yeah.
And then they all get like deathly ill. Like this is a plot of like a children's TV show. They all get like bedridden on their deathbed, like sick from these fish because they all got like a flesh-eating virus.
No shit.
This was an episode of a TV show.
That's interesting.
It was a weird show.
Yeah, but they're not like piranhas. They don't take a deep bite. Honestly, I don't even think they do anything. Like their mouths are so small. Like
Did you do it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It was. I did it in Greece, so they have more.
You're just like flexing on me. Like, so you're from a small town and never left? Yeah. I was like, well, I went to Greece and Mexico.
Oh, dude, I've been way more places than that. If I put all my traveling together, it'd be like 3 years worth of traveling.
Okay, well, you said you traveled surfing for a while.
Yeah. And also, Australians like to travel. A lot of Australians travel because there's nothing there. Like, we don't have...
That's fair.
And, like, America, like, if you go to Virginia or, like, Texas, it's different. It always feels like you're going to a different country. But
does Australia all feel the same?
It's all the same.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look, the landscape's different, but the people are very much the same.
You got the Irwins there, man.
We do have the Irwins, I know. What is it about Robert that you like so much?
He's beautiful.
Yeah.
He's gorgeous.
Is he in America right now?
Yeah, he is.
All right. I'm gonna get him on the podcast.
I hope he loses Dancing with the Stars, so he comes to New York. That's the only reason why I would want him to lose.
Why would he come to New York if he lost?
I don't know. It's my train of thought. If you lose, you have to run into my arms.
It's like well, I really hope that happens for you.
Me too.
I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed.
Me too.
Yeah, Robert and you, that'd be great.
I think I'm a little too mean for him, though.
You're a sweet girl. You're a sweet girl.
Were you at Broadway that day that lady tried to rush the stage? And I walked off stage with a stress rash because she freaked me out so much?
Yes. No. I wasn't there. But there was Gory was up one night and a woman tried to.
Oh my God, I saw that. Gory is, I would like for the record to show, maybe 4 feet tall. She's like 4'10". I'm 5'2", and I'm 2 of her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like incite violence, but I mean, she's a little edgy, nothing crazy. But I mean, like, I could pick up Gari and put her over my head like a cheerleader. Like, she is that objectively tiny.
Very petite.
Yeah. And so I saw that video and I was like, that woman's going to fuck her up.
It's crazy. Did you see the night, were you there the night that Robert Johnson got in the fight with that guy on stage?
No.
There was like an audience member. It was fucking crazy.
Rob did?
Yeah. Oh, like there
Blonde
wasn't. It wasn't like half white, half black. Rob.
Oh, I don't know who you're talking about.
And he there was this audience member, and he was just having this like massive argument with this guy, and it was like security had to come in. And I was like, this is never a dull moment when you have drunk people at a comedy club.
And I think when I got rushed, it was like.
Oh, you actually got rushed?
She stood up, and
Okay.
I took off my earrings like I was gonna fight her. Like I
Did you really?
Yeah. My camera was dead, so I have no proof of this. I remember I walked off stage being like, I'm gonna be famous. That's it. And I picked up my camera and it was like blinking red. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Damn.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, so Brian Scott McFadden was on stage for me and before me for maybe 20 minutes, and she spent 7, if not 10, of that 20 minutes, like just talking to another woman, which we later learned is her mother. And
oh my God,
so
that's so annoying.
Brian like calls them out and they kind of fight with him back and forth. And Eric, the manager, walks out and is like, "Oh, if you don't stop talking, you have to leave." So they like threaten to bounce her back and forth for a couple minutes, and then she says she'll stop. I go on stage, not 3 minutes into my set, 2 or 3 minutes into my set, I hear her start talking again. I was like, "Are you gonna stop talking?" And she's like, "I'm here with my mom." And I said, "She must be like real proud of you right now." And nobody's laughing because I'm just like being really aggressive.
Yeah. Okay.
And then this guy in front of her like turns around and is like, "You fucking leave. You need to get the fuck out of here." And I don't know if she was getting up to walk over to me or getting up to walk over to the guy. But the only laugh that I got that night is when I took my earrings off like I was gonna fight her, and I was like Scrappy Doo fists at her. And then that was the only laugh that I. But it was like an applause break. It was like an applause break, and then they pull this one out of the showroom. I have not and then they turn the light on. I was like, that's not fucking fair at all.
No
they
shit.
Get her out of the showroom. Everyone's clapping at laughing at my joke, and then she leaves and is like screaming on her way out, and they're clapping for that, and then they turn the light on. I said, "You gotta be fucking joking."
And it's not on film. So technically, it never happened.
It never happened.
So this is a made-up story, guys. This is...
Yeah. 2 dudes just tried to open the door to the podcast studio. I would like to say, we're on the street right now. Everybody can see into the glass. And 2 dudes like pointed and laughed at me and then tried to open the door.
It's so funny when people like check themselves out in the and you're just sitting here watching them.
Yeah.
It's funny moments.
Yeah. I made like really intense eye contact with him. Also, we're in a bookstore. This does not look like the entrance to the bookstore at all.
No.
This looks like a separate building from the bookstore.
Hey, you'd be surprised. So many people try and come in these doors. It's incredible.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
New York, I feel like, brings out the stupidity in people.
Oh yeah. This is a wild place. I love New Yorkers though.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know, they've just dealt with some shit. Being around that many people all the time,
my
it
God.
breeds like a certain level of like arrogance and confidence.
Yeah.
And
it makes you like real jaded.
yeah,
You know?
but an ability to really navigate the world and its problems. Or like, have you ever been on the phone to like a New Yorker while they're driving their car and someone cuts them off?
Oh my God,
Like, it
that's
is
like
the
DC
funniest-
traffic. I had horrible road rage when I would try to drive back and forth. So bad. The city of New York should be lucky that I'm not on the streets right now. I was a horrible driver.
Really?
Yeah. Do you drive on the opposite side of the road in
Yeah.
Australia, or is it you drive on the right side or the left side of the road?
Yeah, driving the right,
so
left-hand side.
Okay.
Yeah, left-hand side. Same with England.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was England rules.
Yeah, everything's British down there. Yeah, we worship the king.
And the king being Steve Irwin.
Yeah, Robert.
Robert's the prince. Robert's the prince.
He could be.
I honestly think he could.
Yeah, I like Robert.
Me too.
I can't believe I didn't know who he was when you first mentioned him. It's like how many Irwins are there? It's just that I get a bit funny when people ask me if I know people in America because so many references to American culture I have no idea about.
Yeah.
I just don't. So I automatically, it's just like an
like
automatic
Blippi?
reflex just to be
Blippi
like.
and Bluey, those are some of you guys.
I know Bluey. I don't know Blippy. Do you need to have a child to know Blippy? Is it one of those things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Bluey. Bluey's one of you people.
He's one of ours.
Yeah.
I've got nephews, so I know about that one. Heaps of people say to me I should watch Bluey because it would be a relatable comedy bit to do.
People tell me all the time I should watch Trailer Park Boys. And you know what I'm gonna do? That feels insulting.
Yeah.
Right.
What is the biggest difference between like Virginia and here? If you had to like name three.
Well, I'm from like a very small town. There are
How
really
small? Do you know the population? I always like when people know the
I
population.
think it's less than 10,000.
What's the name of the town?
Spotsylvania, Virginia.
Spotsylvania?
Yeah.
Sounds like fucking somewhere Dracula would live. Spotsylvania?
It spelled like Pennsylvania, but not. So SPOT. I have to close my eyes to think about it. SYLVANIA. And then it'll say courthouse. That's my exit.
Yeah, got it. Holy shit. You used to drive from there?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, it's on the map. It's right off the interstate.
That's 5.5 hours.
Oh, no, I take the train.
How long does the train take?
Like 4 hours. If I go into the small town, but I could take it to DC. And
Train, it says
hours.
1 day.
Oh, that's wrong.
Okay.
There's a train station in. That's a public transportation. We don't have actual public transportation.
Damn. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think less than maybe like 8,000 people. But I mean, everybody. I like went to the same elementary, middle, and high school with everybody. Like people who live in that town never leave ever. And I know one other person from the town that I grew up in, and he's on Broadway right now. And we only ever like each other's stories. Like it's kind of whenever one of us does something big, it was always like, I see you. I see how difficult that was. But yeah.
Hell yeah. When you said you were getting like bullied in school.
Yeah.
When you were like doing your stand up, did that change things? Did people start thinking you were cool?
Never. Not
Interesting.
one. No. People thought I was cool after I started touring with Troy. Cool. Like, it's just people being like, I always thought that was so cool. Like, it felt very like Pretty Woman, where she's like, do you work on commission? Like, big mistake. That's kind of what has happened. Now, especially now that I have a little more followers, and I did like a headlining show back home recently, and there were some people I went to high school with.
In
who,
your
like,
town? In Spotsville?
In like a town near there that had a comedy club. And I went home.
Spotsylvania, did you say?
It was called Spotsylvania.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Spotsville is also the name of a town in Virginia. But I went to this show. It was my first headlining show, and it went really well. There were some people from high school who like weren't the nicest to me who came out. They're like, "This is so cool," and I want to be like, "Oh my God, you changed! Like you're nice now." But I know that's not what happened. It's just like, oh, this girl is doing well, so I'm gonna dick ride a little bit. That's kind of what it felt like.
Dick ride?
Yeah,
I never heard that.
That means like kind of clout chase.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
dick ride.
Yeah.
There we go, guys.
Yep.
My Aussie audience. We got a new word, dick ride.
Yeah.
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 Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like something a lot of people would want to go on.
I don't know about that.
I just know why I made myself laugh then, but
I don't know about that.
No. A dick ride? I'd go on a dick ride.
I'm going to keep making this face as long as I keep saying that, Cam. Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
I had another idea for this podcast when we were going to do it a while ago. There's a Shane Gillis joke that the Australian accent is the best accent to receive bad news in.
Yeah, okay.
And so I wanted to I should have typed stuff out when I was on the train. But, like, how would you tell me in, like, the most Australian of ways that, like, my parents are getting a divorce or something like that? I'm setting you up for a clip. I'm teeing you up for a clip right now. Editor, this is where you're going to cut right here.
Rosey.
Yeah.
I got something to tell you. Yeah. Your parents, fucking kaput. No bloody more, mate. Done. Your dad fucked someone else. Your mum's a whore. We already knew that. All right. Just forget about it. All right.
Okay.
All right. You got a new dad now. All right. I'm your dad now. All right.
Or like how? Okay, I'm trying to think. All right, tell me my house like burnt down or something. Like really horribly. My house burned down. Everyone inside is dead.
Rosie. So got some news. There was a fire.
You're just laughing.
Your whole mother left the vibrator on again. But lucky for you, Robert Irwin, he's a firefighter. He came in shirtless.
With like a fucking steak or something.
But the fucking camera didn't work again.
Oh my God.
So no
house.
No house.
Oh my God.
Jane Gillis. Have you ever seen him on stage?
No, I have not. I get compared to him a lot just because people think I'm stupid, but I've never seen him on stage.
Okay. All right.
No.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to get into a little bit of the technical stuff.
Yeah.
So you have had an incredible peak in your Instagram in like you said since basically February.
Yeah.
What's been the change?
I had been posting on a schedule. I still do to some extent. I do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you go into your Instagram and TikTok analytics, it'll tell you like the most engagement, like the most engaged part of your page. Started posting every day at like 3:00 or every other day at like 3:00. And then eventually those videos, A, got better because my stand-up got better because I was getting up as much as I could to get more footage. And B, I got the good footage. And then Instagram and TikTok like reward you for putting stuff out at the same time every day. And they do that by giving you views. So it started out as like I would get 50,000 and then it would be like 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 100,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, like 150,000. Like it would keep going up. And then eventually it was like 4 videos back to back that were like 100,000, 300,000, 800,000. And then it was like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. And so then like all of those videos I got followers from. And then they became like loyal reposters, like reposting, that always really helps. And then eventually those people buy tickets. But I've had like I'm working with a social media team now, and they're like, you need to put out stuff that's not stand up because that's not monetizable. And I was like, I really don't care about like the brand crap or anything. I just want to do the stand up, but that's not what the industry really is anymore. Not to make me sound like.
So what do they want? They want you to
They
like
want
face
like
of camera?
front-facing videos, like sketches, clips, and then like the occasional stand-up. And I was like, okay, well, I have 6 hours of footage I could post right now. And they're like, don't do that. I said, well, what am I supposed to do with it? They're like, don't use it. And I just wanted to be like, what? No, that seems dumb. So I just didn't listen to them. I still post stand-up.
And it's working.
And it's worked. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And so your day, you do every second day, 3 times or 4 times a week?
I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Wednesday I try to do like a front-facing video, or like I have these videos coming out that are like get ready with me's, but they're like to do stupid stuff. Like it's me getting dressed in the morning. But I did one a while ago that was like when everybody was supposed to get raptured.
What's raptured?
Like the rapture in the Bible, like that means Jesus like pulls people from like the world. Jesus ends the world, but he pulls up all of the loyal Christians first.
So would you go? Do you get raptured?
I don't know. I don't know if Easter and Christmas Christians get raptured, but
do I get raptured?
Context clues point to no. But I mean,
does Robert Irwin get?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but they like ascend into the sky. That's like what they say. But the rapture is only like a newer take on the Bible. But
okay.
I made this TikTok that was like, get ready with me because I didn't get raptured. Or like, get ready with me to clock into work because I didn't get raptured today. And I'd actually gotten fired from my job that day, and I'd come home like sobbing. And I had this video that I wanted to make anyways, but I was hysterically crying in the video because I lost my job.
Why did you get fired?
I would not come in on time.
That helps.
It was warranted. I was not good at my job.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I was good at my job, but I would show up 3 hours late. So that was probably the reason.
Stand-up's number one. Fuck those guys.
Yeah. I would like to keep the job that I have now. The job that I have now, I love, and come in on time every day.
Do you love it?
No.
No.
I don't like working customer service. I think the second I make enough money doing stand-up or touring, I will quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not far off.
I pay like $1,500 a month in rent. I'm pretty far off.
Okay.
But I have some more like touring stuff coming up. I'll be in Boston in 2 weekends. So I'm excited about that. But that's gonna take a good chunk out of my rent that month. But if I could start touring like 2 or 3 weekends a month, then I would quit.
How do you set up the whole touring thing?
I do it all myself.
Okay. You reach out to clubs and stuff?
I reach out to clubs. I send an email to the clubs with like my best tape. And then I will DM the club to follow up because I know they received my email, but it didn't come from WME. It didn't come from CAA. So they're not going to read it, likely. But
so you DM them through Instagram?
I DM them through Instagram. So whatever 20-year-old is in charge of their page sees that someone has DM'd. Not about tickets. You could also, I've emailed a couple times like the complaint link. Because the manager reads like a lot of times the manager at clubs will read those. And so if there's like people like ask us questions about private events, tell us how we did. I'll go in like the website. It'll have like what's your email, your name, phone number, and then it's like comments. And then I was like, you should book me on your show. Here's a unlisted YouTube link to my 10 minutes. I have an hour stage time. It will be like a lot cheaper to hire than whatever touring comic, whatever you're paying the touring comedian.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just done like that.
Yeah. I tell new comics all the time. Like they're like, I was interning at like almost every club for a while. I was interning at Broadway. I was interning at West Side. I was interning at Gotham. I was getting up all the time. And the way to do that is to like make yourself indispensable. Like put yourself in a position to do shit that other people, or make it seem like other people can't do what you're doing. So I mean, be the person they call at the drop of a hat to clean the toilets and, answer all the shitty emails, or, sit in the back and run the light. Like do all that stuff early so that you, like, there's not one person that can say you didn't work hard. You know what I mean?
I'm just taking that off my ears.
Oh,
are
sorry.
hurting. No, not you. Why do you say sorry?
It's like my ears are hurting because you're loud as fuck.
No,
your voice is so shrill.
I don't know what it is with those headphones when they push on my ear for too long. I get an earache. Do you get that?
No.
I'm such a little bitch.
I think only Australians get earaches.
I actually have. I went to hospital once for an earache. Yeah.
That proves that you guys have good health insurance, because there are people who could get hit by a car here and they'll be like, I'm gonna walk. I'm walking to the hospital, and you're like, my ear feels weird,
dude.
I'm gonna go to the ER.
Well, this was actually in El Salvador, so
what did you do?
I was surfing.
Did you hit your head?
No, I was surfing and I just couldn't, because I've swum my whole life. When you swim a lot, your ears eventually shrink, your ear canals. So when you get water in them, it gets to the point that the water can't get out, and I end up getting a really bad ear infection. And I did the drops, I did antibiotics, and it just wouldn't go away.
Okay, you should have led with that, because that made it sound like you woke up one day and you're like, my ear's a little itchy.
Yeah, I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Do you have health insurance?
I do. My dad is in the military, so I have good health insurance.
No shit.
Yeah.
Is he still in the military?
Yeah.
What does he do there?
He works for like the DOJ, I think.
What is that?
The Department of Justice.
Okay.
His wife is a JAG, like a military lawyer. He's told me what he does several times. Can't tell you exactly what he does. I have no idea. It feels like that scene from Chandler, like Chandler's running joke in Friends, where they're like, what do you do for work? And he was like, I sell stuff. It's like, that's kind of, but he works for the government and for the Navy.
Interesting. Did you see him much growing up?
Yeah.
Was he?
He was around.
He didn't have to go away for work.
No.
Yeah. So how did you then link up with Troy and all those guys?
Yeah, I met Troy doing shows here. For a while, I mean, until the day he got famous, until the day the Kamala Harris video came out, he was hosting every show. He was still cleaning up bathrooms, still cleaning up vomit, pulling rats out of walls. He was doing that until the day he started touring.
Damn.
And so that's how I met him, because I was, sending emails, I was answering phone calls, I was doing the Instagram, I was doing everything that nobody else wanted to do so that I could get the same stage time he did. And so that's kind of how we crossed paths in that instance. But I mean, there are people like the same era of him who, like, he really looks up to Emma Willman, because Emma Willman was like that for him. She's, I think, one of the funniest comedians working at the moment. But I don't know, you meet these people who are like so close. Like, that's what made me realize moving to New York, like, put me in the rooms where I am so close all the time. Like, that's really, you don't know who you're going to perform in front of to make that big break. Like, I know people who tour with like other really famous comedians who just make a living doing feature work. Like, they don't have to have a job, because 2 weekends a month they just go on the road and make $600.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's going to be such a good moment to get to that point.
Oh, 100%.
When you can just make a living off stand-up.
Yeah.
My mum, I just can't wait to see the look on my mum's face when I'm like, hey, I'm like paying the bills with this thing. Because she like is such a pessimist to this whole journey. Yeah. She's like, I tell her, she's like, what are you going to do? How are you going to make money? I'm so worried about you. And I'm like, Mom, it's going to be fine. And I'm going to, this is the path I'm going to do. And she's like, I hope so.
Oh my God. She sounds Southern. Like, bless your heart, Cam.
She's old school, they've got like, where they believe you've got to, like work every day and like.
I mean, you have a pretty traditional like blue collar job now, right?
Yeah. I do like handyman stuff now, but I've always worked. Like, I was an electrician. Yeah. I'm actually working at a new comedy club.
Okay.
Like fitting that one out, the Top Secret Comedy.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, they're like pretty big in London.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's actually where I'm heading after this.
Okay.
Yeah, building the old club. It's kind of fun. I love blue collar.
That makes you feel like you're in like a old 70s comedy store. Like, you hear about like Robin Williams and Sam Kinison like sleeping on the stage, and then they would like install lights.
Did they really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it. I really like doing blue collar work. I love working with my hands. It never feels dull.
Do you think there are like people who cosplay poor, like cosplay blue collar in New York? Like, how do you feel about the blue collar cosplayers right now?
I don't know if I've seen a lot. I know there's a lot in Australia. There's like a lot of people that do that. But
I feel like every comic from Australia who's followed me has like a mullet and an earring.
Oh,
like
yeah.
They're trying to, to do.
I thought about that. Should I like try and go like full ochre Australian? That's what we call it, ochre. It's like, hey, you fucking going, you bunch of cunts, eh? Fucking go down and get me a 4X gold, you fucking bluey. Come on, boys.
What's a 4X gold?
It's a beer.
Okay.
Like ochre, and they got the mullets. And,
yeah.
But no, it's not my style. I got brought up a white collar, but I'm the only blue collar in my family.
Okay.
Like kind of like all my siblings. I got 4 siblings. There's like a vet surgeon.
Oh wow.
An engineer.
I would say vets are blue collar. A lot of the worst women that I know from high school are vets. They're vets and nurses. Vets, nurses, hairdressers. That's the big 3. And all their husbands are blue collar. Worst women you know are going to be like, one day I want to be a pediatric surgeon. And you're like, spare these children. What?
Also, they're never going to be home to see their children.
No. Thank God. I can't imagine any of those women as mothers.
Dude.
Yeah, they're just like...
It is kind of blue collar though. Because they're working with... I think I classify blue collar as someone that works with their hands almost.
Yeah, yeah. You said you've always done like handyman. Has it always been electrical, or do you ever do like lineman stuff?
I've done a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I used to do a bit of lineman stuff, but always in the electrical field. But I used to like renovate, and like I flipped a house at home. So I did like everything from like start to finish. So
my dad used to do that kind of stuff. My dad started as a lineman back home.
Oh, true. Sparky.
Yeah. And I remember we were like redoing our basement when I was in like early elementary school. And
That's
my
such
mom
an American thing, redo the basement.
Well, I mean, it just like our basement used to just be like concrete, and there's the washing machine. Like that's kind of what a basement normally is. And so and there was no drywall. Like you could just see the insulation from the house, which is like super dangerous. And he was like, I remember my mom yelling at him one time. She was like, Mark, why don't you just hire someone to do this? Because he would he'd spend like 12 hours downstairs, like installing drywall and insulation.
I bet he loved it.
Oh, he did love it. He did. And I don't know. He's one of those guys that's like, he was really OCD, so it was like no one could do it as good as he could.
Yeah.
And I do feel like I inherited a lot of that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, Rosie, just let me help you. To be like, don't fucking touch me. It was a lot of that.
There's something really, I don't know. There's something really, I feel like it's almost primal, like for to be working with your hands and measuring and cutting and figuring things out. It's like a like when kids like to put Lego bits together. It's very much the same as an adult, but it's like interesting. You get to see this thing form into something.
Do you think, like, if you lived like in like this, if you lived in like Oklahoma or something, do you think you'd build yourself a house?
Oh yeah. I'm definitely going to build a house one day. If I had the money, I would buy an apartment, an old piece of shit apartment, and renovate it. Yeah, 100%.
Do you think you'd be a good landlord, or would you be like, I'm not fixing that fucking oven? Are you just going to paint over outlets and shit?
No,
like
I can't do dodgy work. It's when you're a professional tradesman, like when you've like I went through 4 years of trade school as well as like an apprenticeship at home. You work, you get employed by someone.
Okay.
But then you spend like 3 months each year at school. Mm-hmm. And like,
see, here there's no school for blue collar work. There's school for like HVAC, like AC installation.
Okay.
But there's no, like, you don't need to, like, you don't even need to have graduated high school to work blue collar here.
No, you don't at home either.
Okay.
You don't at home.
There just are people who, like, you went to trade school.
Yeah. So yeah, to get licensed.
He's a professional Carhartt man.
There we go. But you have a sense of pride. It's like same with comedy. Like when you're hanging out with like the good comics, you want to be a fucking good comic.
Exactly.
Same as the tradesman. You eventually get to a point where you can't do dodgy work. Some people can because they're shit, but the good people, they just, I don't know. So it's in my nature. It has to be like very, very nice.
I can see that.
It has to be perfect.
Do you think, I don't know, I started on a question, then I lost my train of thought.
No, that's all right. Would you ever do blue collar?
I did for a while. I worked at like a shipment warehouse, and I would pull boxes off of a truck. And I would get there at like 4 a.m, and you would pull boxes off of a truck. And then I did it so I could get off at like 3. So I would do like a 8 or 9 hour shift of just moving boxes. Yeah, and there was no AC or heat. So like during the summer, everyone would be wearing like nothing. You'd be like down to tank top and like the shorts. And then in the winter, I have like a giant blue collar jacket that I wear, like a huge Carhartt jacket that I would wear over like a bib, like ski clothes, because it would be so goddamn cold. And it'd be like 4 trucks of boxes, and then you would spend the whole day in the warehouse taking the shit out of the boxes, and then they would sell it for like $6,000.
My God.
Yeah. It was for like a really fancy like hiking store, and everything was so expensive there.
What's the worst job you've had?
That's a good question. Oh, I worked for a baseball team that rhymed with the Yankees, and I was selling raffle tickets. It's the worst job I've ever had.
What, like on the street?
Like in the stadium. Oh. So like while everybody is playing baseball, I would be up and down the aisle selling raffle tickets.
And why was that a bad job? Because
it would be 1,000 degrees outside, and you were not shaded, and I made below minimum wage.
Oh God!
But I was paid every week. So you win some, you lose some. I would get like $300 a week direct deposited into my bank account, and I'd be like, But it was cool for like the first 2 months, and then I was like, I've learned something about myself. I fucking hate baseball. Yeah. So I quit. I quit that job. That's the only job I've ever quit.
The wages in America are so bad.
Oh yeah.
Like because we don't have like the tipping culture in Australia, so the wages are like automatically higher. I think our minimum wage is like $28 an hour. So even if you're like doing,
that's what like a manager makes. That's like what like the top. I think that's what my boss makes right now. My retail job. Maybe she makes $25 an hour. But
even if you're doing like a crappy retail job or like working in a bar, like you don't get tips, but you still make decent money. Yeah, you can make good wages there.
I feel like every like European person I know Australia's not European, but I feel like every European person I know here is a bartender.
Yeah, bartenders in this city make a
ton of fucking money.
Yeah,
they make so much money.
They like make more than like professional people.
Yeah,
but it's a crappy job.
I mean, you start to think like is working around people worth it? And none of my income is taxable. If you're like tips here aren't taxable wages. So if you're making $50,000 a year as a teacher, then, you know, you're only getting like $40,000 a year because of the taxes. If you're making $50,000 a year as a bartender, you're taking home $50,000
So
a year.
none of it's taxed?
No.
That's crazy.
Because you don't make or at least when I bartended, you make like $1.50 an hour, and then the rest of it was tips.
Isn't that just an insult though? Just to even, why bother giving you the $1.50?
Like, when you got your paycheck every 2 weeks, you get like a $50 paycheck. But I mean, like that was always taxed. So you get a $45 paycheck. But, you know.
That's crazy.
No.
So what's your plans for the future? What's your big goals?
Yeah. I mean, I went to college for screenwriting, so I would like to have a sitcom. I'm working on one right now, and I'm very
Do you know
happy
what's
about
funny
it.
is when I was thinking about you this week, obviously, you know, because we had this coming up, for some reason a thought came to my mind of you starring in a sitcom. I just had the image of it came in my head very clearly.
That
that's
is
so
the
interesting.
dream, like to write and start my own sitcom.
I think you'd be
I'm
great.
working on it right now.
Especially like the southern twang in New York City and just navigating.
My last semester of college was a sitcom about like two comedians, like very Broad City, but a little more modern, I guess. And then I read it recently and it sucked. It was bad. But I'm working on a better sitcom right now. I mean, do you have like a favorite sitcom? What do you think is like the most undersung sitcom on TV or that was on TV?
Okay, well, this is like pretty cliche, but I recently just watched Tires. I watched it with my wife when we went to Mexico, season 2, and I thought it was fantastic.
Really? I don't think that's cliche. That one's really new.
But I just thought it was great. It was like, I like the blue collar aspect to it, you know, like a bunch of guys in a workshop.
Yeah.
Not much really happens, but it's just the characters and the way they interact. And it was very
really
clever.
good.
It really opened to my eyes. I was like, you don't need like a big budget to do these things either.
No, you don't. I absolutely love the show My Name is Earl.
Oh, great show.
That was like an early 2000s sitcom, and I loved it. The budget was very small. It was very tiny. And I mean, I love all of Danny McBride's old stuff too, like Eastbound and Down, like Vice Principals. All of those were pretty low budget. Like I think really his only big, huge budget show was like Righteous Gemstones, which is also fantastic. I love anything he touches.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The sitcom, like write and start my own sitcom would be the dream for sure. I really wanted to go like the SNL route for a long time, but that didn't pan out. And I really don't think I'm like a sketch. I'm like comically bad at improv. I don't love the like improv scene doing comedy there. So I think the more like sitcom TV, and I would get to use my acting background there. So I mean, probably something like that.
Great. Well, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see where you go. I'm so glad that we get to do this little journey together.
Yes.
I'm glad we've met.
Me too.
It's really inspirational to see people like you like have this like big boom up and like, I mean, you're kind of setting the pathway of like what I'm like, you know, I learn off people like you. 'Cause I'm like, all right, this is what I got to do, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Usama Siddiqui, he's
my
best.
favorite comic.
Yeah. He like spoke at like a comedy seminar or whatever. And he was like if you want it that bad, it will happen. But if you're just like, if you sit and do nothing, then it won't happen. Like his story is something that like I think about a lot when I'm like, my life fucking sucks. I hate working 16 hours a day. He was like literally homeless and like illegally squatting in a building that had no water, no internet. He would just go to Planet Fitness to do work and shower. And then he would DoorDash for like 10 hours and then use all of his DoorDash money as open mic money. And then he made it. Like it was true. Like he did that for 10 years and then it paid off.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I'm hitting 6 years. I feel like once a lot of people hit like 6, 7, 8, that's when they really start getting passed everywhere. That's when they like really like it's not a hobby anymore. Like I do love stand up. It is my dream. But there are some shows I walk into and I'm like, I don't want to fucking be here anymore. Like it is now my job. And I think if you treat it from the start like it is your job, then it will become your job permanently, you know?
I love that. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, give everyone your socials. The camera's
All right,
in the
it is,
ring.
okay.
And then
Sorry, I
also
kept
tell
yapping.
everyone, this is going to get published like in like 4 days time. So tell everyone your tour dates you got coming up.
Okay, awesome. My Instagram is Rosey Catherine P. I think it's Rosey Catherine. It's ROSEY and then Catherine with a C. And my TikTok and Facebook, YouTube, it's all the same thing. I'll be in Boston, in Chelsea, Massachusetts on November 7th, 8th, and 9th. And then I will be in DC for some homecoming shows around the holidays. So look out at my website. It's going to be Rosey Catherine Comedy at comey.co. It's going to have all my tour dates and ticket links.
There you go, guys. Follow Rosey. She's a legend.
Woo!
She's a fucking champion. And if you've listened this far, please like and subscribe. Help me grow the channel. Love all you guys. Rosey, you're a legend. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
See you on the next one, guys.